Good at storytelling.
You are.
My name is Elsa Ballesteros. I'm a long-term care, they call it the LTCA, long-term care attendant. I was born in the Philippines in a little town called Bayumbong, Nueva Vizcaya.
How did you come to live in Canada?
I was sponsored, I was on that 10-year sponsorship. I don't know what particular age was that, but you have to be single and you have to be professional to come here.
What was your motivation to move to Canada?
I was a single parent, and back then the government was not that stable. You know, there were the martial law going on, and plus the education. I want to take advantage of the education. My Pauline, which is my my oldest then, is my priority. So I thought maybe she could benefit more if we get out of the country, and also using my profession, right?
Was there a particular reason you picked Canada?
No, it's just because that's where my mom lived. And so I was sponsored from here, like the country in Canada. Although I remember the consulate who interviewed me, where would you like in particular to live in Canada? Is there province? And I thought the Saskatchewan was very nice to pronounce. And she goes, "Oh, that's very far from where your parents are right now." And then he just gave me a big smile. And, from there, I just shrugged my shoulder, not knowing what's if how the weather was in that particular place. But obviously, since mom is here and I need a little bit of help in to make up my ground, so I end up in Nanaimo where they were living. Yeah, it was emotional leaving your own country, especially not knowing when are you able to come back and see them again, because you got all your friends, your family, you know, you worked there, you have studied there for so long. So, but you're doing this because of your dependent, right? You're doing this because of Pauline.
Any particular challenges you had to overcome or risks that you had to take by coming to Canada?
A lot. It was such a culture shock, actually, adjusting to the weather, to my job, finding a good job, and living with Canadians. I find their slangs are different from ours, although I understand them, but they have certain slangs and words that are not used to. And even by saying just the intonation of it is something different. To me, it's an order, but to them, it's just an expression. Like, it just so a lot of adjustment. I gotta know how to drive, you know, because that's I have to. I'm the very most responsible for my dependent, right? And what else? The food, the weather which changes from winter, and I find the winter very very cold, and the summer just right for the summer. So it was a lot of adjustment that I have to go through. Actually, I was feeling that my first 2 years, I'm ready to go home because I miss Philippines too much. Especially back then, back there, I can afford like two housekeepers, housemaids, and in here, and plus my dependent has her personal nanny. But in here, you do everything.
What year did you immigrate?
89.
So you were saying that you worked in healthcare.
Yes.
So how did that start in the Philippines? Where
Well, I work in the Philippines as a registered nurse, but when I got here, I needed to grab a job right away. So I challenged the course and I got it. And then I got the job after 9 days. I called for interview and then I got the job. So that made me very happy. I look at the province of Nanaimo. What's in the market here? And I see there's lots of seniors. And I said, well, I'm a healthcare background. What can I offer?
Did you ever think about going back into nursing in Canada?
Well, I did try, but with going full time at work, and then doing a refresher course, it was too tough for me. I just can't. It was too much on my plate that I thought, to me, at that point, family was first. I can only do so much. It's a very stressful job physically and mentally. Plus, the kids are growing. They need the parent to guide them. All that you need is that to have a permanent job full time in here.
Do you feel like you're ever treated differently because you speak Tagalog in your workplace?
No, we're not allowed to actually. We're not allowed to speak other. They might hear it, but you gotta be careful. Like make sure there's not in front of the public because there was a time we were given memos from that, which is fair enough. Fair enough, because there was this immigrant who just been here for not very long, like 3 months time. So of course she was so eager to speak in Filipino. Ask me where you are from. And then because they miss their family.
So you were reprimanded for speaking Tagalog.
Not particularly me, because I really speak in English, but so when you know that there's a memo like that, just be very careful.
Do you speak Tagalog with your family?
My daughters, they never picked up anything actually because you know what, at that time I think I never thought it was that important because they have to communicate with their classmates, which is in English. So I thought, let's speak in English so they could pick up more English, and that way they're, you know, with the flow, right? But now they're starting to, and I really regretted that time. That now.
Have you ever felt like you've been treated differently working in healthcare because of your Filipino background?
At first, yes. Maybe I would say the first 7 years. I don't know why. If, say, there's something hard work, they would ask the dark skin first, and some would notice it, and they would, it's not even supposed to be us that would be doing it. We felt that. I had felt that too at one point, but you know. I didn't pay much attention and just carry on because you don't want any hustle, right? But after a while, things change. And like I said, you just have to fight for your right. You say no, it's impossible, which is before I don't know how to say no. You just say no to please them and thinking that, oh, maybe I could belong if I say yes, right? Once you give them this hint that no, you can't just throw me around, then they won't try again. Everybody knows everyone. They kind of know who to get first. I can still see that they do give the newcomers a hard time. They're new, and that they know they're Filipinos. They know that this will always say yes. She will not say no. And because if I were in her shoes, I would say, oh, maybe I will be more accepted in the group. if I would please them and do extras for them.